now. You went in front of the camera. Blush me. That's alright, I'll let them know you're setting stuff up here. I told everybody about the time we'd be on, so we'll just see if we pick up anybody here. Anybody that comes on, just looking to see if how many people we get to come up. One, two, three. Good evening, guys. How are you? We got Strasbourg Z90, we got CSX NS, we got Steam and Diesel Productions. How we doing, guys? We got SD70 Ace Railfan S here. How we doing, guys? Just gonna give it a few minutes. Bernie from Bernie's Model Railroad, he's setting some things up because we're at the layout. We're gonna be running some trains here tonight for you guys as well. Some of you guys are new, have never seen his train display before, so you'll get to see that here, probably here in a little bit. But if you have not subscribed to him, his page is Bernie's Model Railroad. We're good friends. Him and me have known each other for close to 30 years right now, all the way back to school, and he's got the layout. There's a coal train set up on the other side, but there's no engines on it right now. Kind of sitting on the siding because that track has got to be improved. Oh, this isn't my basement or garage. This is my buddy's. This is where his display's at right now. Strasbourg Z. So I'm sure you guys have seen the post. Sorry, I wasn't up last weekend or able to do anything. Last couple weeks we've had some. I've had some family emergencies that had to be taken care of, so they took precedence over the live streams. But we're here tonight. We're here in the city of Scranton. This week would usually be the big weekend for the Scranton St. Patrick's Day Parade, but they postponed it. Like with everything else going on with this coronavirus, Scranton Parade is one of the top parades in the country. It's also one of the hugest drinking fests in the United States as well. So I didn't come up here for that. I actually came up for my father-in-law to make sure he was doing okay. I didn't get to see any trains today at all. Like I said, I was with my father-in-law today and my wife, and tonight meeting up with Bernie here, and we're doing a live stream. Bernie has an announcement to put out. He's going to put on my page as well, so you guys can, when he does that, you guys can pass it along if you're interested.
We're getting close to having some kind of movement here very soon.
Okay, take your time. So like I said, guys, Bernie's setting up the platform. I'll just give you a little taste of what you're gonna see here in a little bit. This is the lower end of the platform right now. We can move this tripod around as things get better to show you some other stuff on here. Yeah, everything's going good right now. Everybody's feeling better, which is very good. So I'm sorry we started late tonight, but both of us had family dinners tonight, and we spent the dinner with our families, and I had to get over here, which wasn't that far of a drive. But you're looking at the lower level of the platform, and if you can see in the back, there's actually an upper level of this platform as well. But we'll get some trains running here in a little bit. You'll hear them. We'll just chat for a little bit, whoever's on here, okay? Lead locomotives.
What's
the guy's asking him what the lead locomotives will be on some of the trains we'll be running.
That's yet to be determined. On the lower level, I do have some Norfolk Southern power available, as well as some Delaware Lackawanna power, some Alcos. If we bring some stuff down from the upper deck, I got AC 6000s and some EMD SD70 ACEs up there.
Did you guys hear that? So, give you guys a little announcement here as well. I worked into an agreement with Bernie because I don't have a display and I want my stuff to run and be able to have a place to get a good run in. So every couple months I'm bringing down a couple new locomotives and maybe a couple new cars that'll stay here and run at Bernie's display. And I'm pretty much paying him rent to have the stuff here to have. It also helps out the layout a little bit as well. Only a short amount of coaches due to the instead of SD78s. We got 78s, 6600s, and C44s. And you can probably see when I had that switched over, that front end of the NS. Those are three of my units there. One's an ES40 DC, one's an ES44 AC. Two of them are ES44 ACs. One's a Pennsylvania Heritage U, and the other two are NS. We may run one of them and do some switching, but that's one of the things we're going to do. We're going to have some fun and do a little bit of switching with you guys and talk to you guys. Strasburg, did you actually put your camera on the middle of the tracks, or did you actually put it someplace where it was going to get hit?
Sorry, guys.
The link, okay. Yeah, I'm not going to go over to the link right now because I want to do this feed with everybody here. Middle of it, okay. Strasburg Z90 saying hi, Bernie.
How are you, Strasburg Z90? How are you today? Hopefully you can hear me.
So guys, again, make sure you subscribe to Bernie's Model Railroad on his page. He does do updates on this layout, and you can see more in depth of this layout when it's running, and he's also going to be doing some refurbishing on some of the areas, so you may get to see that throughout the video as well. But yeah, check it out. Make sure you go Bernie's Model Railroad if you guys aren't on that page yet. But his layout, and I'll flip you guys back over here real quick, just so you can see. So his layout is based off loosely based on Scranton. There is some iconic buildings that were built by an iconic man on this display that actually are pertain to Scranton, and they are real replicas of some of the buildings in the city. And Bernie used to be very close with the gentleman before he passed away. He had built Bernie some of the stuff. Because the virus, yeah. Yeah, this virus has everything on lockdown. Next weekend, I'm actually going to be out near Hollidaysburg. I want to see the Everett number 11. As far as I know, they said they are still running trains next weekend, but I don't know if that's going to change, but I'm hoping it doesn't change. Hey, Sparky. Sparky wants the hospital. Sparky wants your hospital. But yeah, make sure you guys subscribe to Bernie's Model Railroad. I know we're doing stuff with his layout on my stream. I'm trying to get him to do streams as well, especially when he starts doing the refurb work on it. But make sure you guys get over there and subscribe to him. You get to see more of this display. And it's going to be better as well.
I am starting to experiment with the live streaming. I went on there and kind of got a little bit of a feel for it the other day. Didn't actually go live, but kind of getting familiar with the controls of it a little bit.
Okay.
So hopefully in the near future, we'll see some streaming from it.
I'll make sure you guys support him over there. But before we really get into it, yeah, there's 2 cats that they rescued, and come the summertime they're going to be going to somebody when it's a little bit warmer. Right now they're down here in the basement.
They are in need of a home, so if anyone that's local wants them.
Bernie, do you have a Kato C40-8 chase for sale?
I do not
Chassis
know.
for sale. No, he doesn't have that. So yeah, you guys can keep asking questions and everything. I'll keep this display up here, but I know everybody wants to see the trains. I'll bring this back the other way for you guys. Again, like I said, I worked out something with Bernie, so I had a place to stretch my stuff's legs and their wheels a little bit. So we worked out an agreement to help out his layout. I'm basically paying him a rent to keep some of my locomotives here and my trains, and he's able to run them as well. No, neither one of us have a Norfolk and Western 611. We both love to have one, but the one that we want is a $600 engine.
Did you see that Broadway Limited is producing the 611? Or not the 611, the 614?
Are they?
Yes. And they have it in all the different paint schemes that it wore over the
I
years.
think they did one earlier before,
They did.
and they're redoing it.
It's a brass model.
You're not hearing SD7. You're not exactly hearing this engine's stuff. They're just powered up. Bernie's actually switching over here on the other side. I'll flip you over to the other side, and you can see that over there. There's a big mountain in the way. So let me bring you over here a little bit.
Just getting this Norfolk Southern high nose SD40. Getting this ready to travel the incline and go up to the upper deck of the layout. Probably not going to climb the mountain just yet, but just going to get in position. And then I think we'll utilize some of Ken's power that he was just talking about on some of our lower level trains here.
And so, guys, one of the other reasons too is because Bernie does open houses here. He likes to have a variety, so another reason why we're doing this as well is he has more variety of engines here when he has an open house. If I can't make it, he'll have other engines here to run his operations and everything when he wants to run in on. But right now, I don't think we have any. Some of you were asking about Katos. None of us have any Katos on this platform right now. I have a ton of Katos, but none of them have DCC on them yet. So. While he's getting that ready here, guys, I'm going to flip you for 1 second here. I know everybody wants to watch the train, but just have some announcements here, okay? So some of you guys that are around the Reading and Northern area or down this area saw a couple videos and announcements the other day, but Reading Northern actually bought 3 more GP38-2s off of Norfolk Southern. They were delivered to Port Clinton the other day. If you guys are watching, they were 5033, 5019, and 5020. So they're getting a lot of their stuff off of NS that when NS is selling them. They had 2 others that they had in the past. They were both high nose, and they cut them down to a low nose. And one's numbered 2012, and I forget what the other one's numbered. But they did a really good job on them. They look really nice.
It might be 2011 possibly.
What's that?
The engine you're talking about, the other number might be 2011.
2011, okay.
I'm just going to go around the back here.
Okay. Sparky, he's actually, I'll flip it back over here in a little bit. He's actually using an eraser right now to clean off. Last week, we actually gave him a good cleaning, and he's just doing some run over right now. But yeah, usually he does use the brake fluid, the transmission fluid.
Yep, using right now, Sparky. I'm using the Bright Boy, the Walters. I'm using the Walters Bright Boy right now. Just kind of going over the track a little bit. Once I get some trains running, I'm going to switch over to the transmission fluid.
Ahoy, you're naked 4. How are you? Yeah, SD78. I saw your video on your SD45, that Rio Grande. Like I was telling you, that's a really good, nice looking locomotive there you got, and it sounds like you got a really good deal on it. Like I said when I gave you in those comments, all of us that are on here, we all help each other's pages out. So if you have any suggestions or want to do anything or talk about anything, feel free to ask. One of the big guys that's on there is Sparky. He can, he's building a huge layout right now, and he's been helping out a lot of these channels quite a bit. No, we don't have any Strasbourg related items. Usually that stuff, when you find it online, it becomes scarce. Jerry, how you doing, buddy? Jerry, we're actually tonight going to be doing some train watching operations here. So one of the other things, if you guys are on my page, I have a Facebook page group. It's called Railfanning Forum. I actually took the video from the fans of the Delaware Lackawanna. The DL, the Del Lackawanna, they're the local railroad that runs through Scranton, northeastern Pennsylvania, up this way. They just put another C424 back in service, and the video came from Vinny Gumaglia. I think that's how you say his last name. But it's an ex-Wabash unit, and there's also an ex-Norfolk Western unit. It's an all-blue engine right now, but they showed a video of it that they just got her all started back up and she's running. If any of you guys want to go to my group page, it's called Railfanning Forum on Facebook. That's a page that I had started. The Gilson Tunnel, nice. Make sure you SC70 fan, make sure when you're building it, show some of the steps, do a video on some of the strips that you're doing. Howdy Possum, how are you? But yeah, the DL has another engine up and running now. It's another C424. Again, it's an ex-Wabash unit and ex-Norfolk Western units. Number 2409, it's a C424. They posted the video of it running the other day. So that's another one in their inventory. They've got, GVT has a lot of locomotives under their roster. And those of you that have come through here, I know Spark, you did for a little bit, see some of those Alcos. Northeast PA is considered the Alco capital of the world. Here, Sparky, I'll let you say hi. Bernie, say hi. Pull your head down.
There we go. Can you see me now?
I can see him now.
There we go. Hi, everyone. Hi, Sparky.
Jerry's on as well.
Hey, Jerry. How are you today? We'll have some trains going shortly for you guys.
Yeah, there's at least 30 Alcos running around this area right now. So it's kind of neat. I'll keep you guys on Bernie with the layout. We'll do Sparky, and like we were asking before about that ex Conrail engine, is we don't know Danny Colangelo very well, and he's the one that pretty much runs the shops down there. We can find out somebody that does and see if they can get you in there to see that locomotive. If not, unless they put it out in the yard. But like we were saying last time I did this stream, that the DL is actually building a brand new locomotive shop, and it's right off one of the main roads. And they may be moving all the equipment up there, so I don't know what kind of stuff is going to be on the outside. Bernie, Steam and Diesel Productions wants to know, how do you clean the tracks under the tunnels? He's going to come over and answer that question for you.
We're still flipped around.
Yep.
All right, can you see me? Can you see me now?
I can flip this up for you, Bern. No, I can't.
You good?
Yeah.
Okay. So, in the tunnel, it's a pretty large tunnel. So what I did in construction is there's actually a large hole in the benchwork under the tunnel, large enough to where I could actually crawl up in there from underneath with my feet on the ground. I could kind of get in there and actually stand up like this inside the tunnel, and I have full access to all the tracks that are in there. That was necessary for track cleaning and maintenance purposes, as well as any derailments, because ironically enough, that's the hardest place to get to a train derailment, and that's usually where they happen. So that's how I get in the tunnel for track cleaning. And I also do have a work train that I use that has some track cleaning cars on it that I run on the hard to reach places in the layout. So that also helps with the track cleaning. And I use a combination of a bright boy and automatic transmission fluid. Mostly it's the transmission fluid that I use, but I do occasionally use the bright boy. That's what I'm doing tonight. And then once I get running and I see how the trains are operating, I may follow that up with some of the transmission fluid.
There you go, Sparky. He still uses the transmission fluid.
The transmission fluid is a very controversial thing to use amongst model railroaders. You either love it or hate it, and I'm on the side that loves it. I swear by it.
Sparky, that's something we can do and look into. I'm definitely going to be up here for Railfest because I have that weekend off. I'll be up here during that time. Barney, one of the guys that's coming up for the Strasbourg thing, he's actually coming up here for a Strasbourg Steamtown visit as well.
Okay.
And Sparky suggesting possibly getting him to come up and see this display.
Absolutely.
If you guys couldn't hear him, Sparky, if you couldn't hear him, he said absolutely. Some of the things may be limited right now, guys, because I wouldn't use WD-40.
Yeah, that I would second that. Are you still shining this way?
Yep.
All right, guys. So on this, what we have now is we have a string of Alcos here. We have a Alco C630, which is by this actually visited the Delaware-Lackawanna Railroad back in the early 2000s. It's from the Reading Historical and Technical Society, and this resides in Hamburg, PA. It is stored serviceable, but it does not currently operate. They do start it up once in a while, I guess, to maintain the batteries and just kind of keep the engine functioning. And that's followed by the Delaware-Lackawanna number 405, that's a C420, along with the Delaware-Lackawanna Lehigh Valley Heritage Unit, if you will, 414. And both of those are currently active on the DL roster. And it looks like I have some damage on my elevator.
Hey.
I think this is from my lovely friends over there.
You're naked. I spy in my little eye a pick tree.
These units are, these two units are Atlas, and the lead unit is a Bowser. None of these right now are sound equipped. At some point in time, I'm hoping to change that, get the sound decoders installed.
Yeah, C78's Fan NS. Yeah, I haven't seen the one yet, and I live very close to it. The one that's painted the Erie Lackawanna. There's a couple in the 1700 and 1701, a couple others that are painted up in the NS colors. Oh, you see the tree. Okay, I gotcha. I wasn't paying attention to that. But Bernie actually picked up an old SD45 Norfolk Southern locomotive, and I was actually gonna put a deal out for him and grab it, but somebody came in and snuffed me before I can grab it.
A lot of the stuff that does come through here, I go a lot of train shows, doing buying and selling at the shows. A lot of the stuff that I do pick up tends to move through here rather quickly at times.
Sounds like it might be grinding a little bit, Burn. There you go. You can see Bernie's pretty face right there. A little bit. So also, guys, I just got some news today. I know I'm not in screen right now, but I'm trying to let you guys see the platform and everything in the trains as it's going, because just do something for the rail fanning side. But so there was a video put up by the East Broad Top Railroad. The video was done by one of the speakers, the announcers, or giving the information today, was Lynn Modinger. Those of you who don't know Lynn, he's the former CEO of the Strasburg Railroad. I guess he's one of the foremen or whoever up there. I don't know his exact title, but he was giving out the information what's going to be happening at the East Broad Top Railroad. And he pretty much said, and the other guy said, he goes, "You heard it from me right from the mouth," which I saw from the video that he had. Don't pay attention to the other stuff you see on Facebook or anything, but they've been assessing all the inspections of everything, of all the locomotives, and they're going to be picking 2 locomotives to restore to running order. And he pretty much said that's it. So there's going to be at least 2 locomotives running. Bernie, actually, from what I'm seeing, he hasn't done too much more to the layout. It looks pretty much the same.
Is that Sparky?
No, it's the other Bernie. Your nephew.
Okay.
He's asking to see if
Yeah, I haven't done too much in recent times, but there is going to be a major construction project coming up soon. Going to be completely tearing down 2 of the upper decks of the layout and rebuilding them. Over time, the plywood has kind of warped and changed dimensions a little bit on me, and it's starting to cause some issues with the trains themselves. So I've decided to take all that out, rebuild, make it a little more stable, and then put the yard back in, and also where the quote breaker is, that area will be revamped too.
No, the train's not actually stalling out. He's actually doing some switching work in the yard down the other end. And this is actually something you see around Scranton. The outgoes meeting up with the modern power. Because the DL switches with the NS. I figured out how to. I have to get one like this. the stand that I bought was only goes about this high, but it doesn't have the rest of the stuff, but it's a start. This is pretty nice. So let me show you a couple other things here. So if you guys can see that building here, the Scranton Marketplace, that's one of the buildings that was built by a man named Mr. Clark. That building still exists here in the city of Scranton, except now it's something else. It used to be a huge marketplace, but that is scratch built out of cardboard and paper, and it's pretty much to a T to the real building. Steam Diesel Productions, the reason why they could be on the same track is because this platform is DCC, so every one of these engines basically has its own address, a decoder, so you can run multiple trains off of one on one track. I haven't picked up a controller yet, so I haven't started moving anything out, and they're not moving because we're not using them right now. We have to set their speeds and everything up so they can be able to run with a lot of the other stuff on here. Right now, I just put them on the track last week. A diner. Joe's Diner, you like that? So I'm going to walk over here to the other side. And then we'll show you guys that one right there. That building there is a full replica of the Central Railroad of New Jersey. And I'll get you closer over there later on, but I don't want to pull you too far away from some of the action that's going on. That was again built, two of those buildings were actually built. One Mr. Clark had on his layout, and Bernie wanted one for his layout, and before he passed away, he built that to a scratch, or to a T, to the specs of that real building. That building still does exist. Nothing's been going on with it for as long as I've been around. They just want so much money for it, and the stuff that they want to do to it, they just replaced the roof, but they can't get anything else going on in there. But it basically sits about 3 blocks away from Steamtown National Historic Site. Give me a second. Bernie, I can't answer this question. Maybe the answer better. Is there a reference anywhere to Dunder Mifflin paper on the layout?
There is not. Not right now.
There is not.
That is something that I've considered adding recently. I just have to figure out how I'm going to incorporate that.
And Sparky, so a lot of these buildings, well, the C&J one you can definitely see when you're here in Scranton. You probably saw it the last time you were here at Steamtown. The Market Street, the Scranton Marketplace, you have to drive in a couple more blocks. It's about less than a half mile away from Steamtown itself. But wish more buildings would have come to us after he passed away. The layout was pretty much made dormant. It was cut down, and the buildings are nowhere to be found right now. He did the Scranton Times building. He did a replica of the Lackawanna Station, Scranton Fire Headquarters, and then Scranton Police Headquarters. Also, Lackawanna County Courthouse. He did a replica of the Steamtown Mall. I mean, he did a lot of buildings in his time, but yeah, we just don't know where those buildings went to. But Bernie was able to get a couple of them, and actually have a couple made for him. Steam and Diesel Productions here. Let me find out which one that is.
Okay. I got a single engine with about, I think it's 9 cars, so we'll see how it
Let me just tell him about this engine, then I'll move over there to watch that. So this one is an ES44 AC right here. It's an Intermountain engine. Intermountain engines had a lot of review, and that's why I had gotten them. You can get a decent locomotive with sound and DCC for a decent price. Myself and Bernie don't have any besides what's here. Never had any Intermountains on this platform. So he's better with the DCC stuff once he gets everything linked together. We're going to give them a good workout. We're going to see how many cars they can pull and what they're able to do. And the next one is an ES40 DC. And then the next one is the Pennsylvania Heritage unit. Everybody knows that's an ES44. Alright, Bern, I'm going to move over there. Guys, I'm going to move you so you can see this train going up the mountain here. This incline.
Sparky still with us?
I don't know if Sparky's still with us.
Gotta use some. I'm using automatic transmission fluid.
Don't show the thing.
Using automatic transmission fluid.
So since it was shown, guys, we do not have any kickbacks, and we do not make any money off of any of these trademarks that you see here. This incline, this is the incline to go from the bottom level up to the high level. You can see he's at the beginning of it right here, but take a look underneath here. You can see how steep that incline is. And it comes all the way up on the back end of the top level. And I'll pan it back for you guys. I love this pan bar. Steam and diesel production. Actually, last year we were able to do it. We had a 40-car freight train, and I actually pulled it down with my 2 locomotives down to the bottom. But to get it back up the incline, we needed helpers. So when we ran it around down the bottom, Bernie hooked up 2 helpers onto the tail end of the... We both had to work on our throttles. I had to work on the front of the train. He had to work on the back end of the train. And we were able to get it up the hill. Bernie, what type of yard are you putting under the incline? You're asking?
I'm here?
Yep.
That is going to be the home of the new grain elevator I'm going to build. And it's going to be a yard with a 3-track yard with a unloading track that goes into the elevator. So 4 tracks total down through there. And once the reconstruction's all complete, there's actually going to be lights mounted underneath the benchwork here, so that area will all be lit up and you can see under there a lot better than we can now.
You guys will see this thing coming up the back here real quick.
Guys, let's see if I can get that to flow.
Sorry if it's a little shaky right now, guys. This is not a I don't have this on a gimbal. It's actually on a stand. And I'm trying to let you guys see this.
I have to put power to the upper deck.
You forgot to put power to the upper deck?
What's that?
You forgot to put power to the upper deck?
Yeah, I had the block turned off for it.
Bernie, do you have any Pennsylvania Power and Light coal cars?
I do not. Ironically enough, I almost bought one today though. I saw it at a train store that I was at, and that was one of the cars I was tempted to pick up today.
If you guys watch enough, there's a gentleman that comes down here with his Lackawanna setup. He brings Lackawanna Trainmasters with him. He brings down Pennsylvania Power and Light cars.
So as you guys can see, the train's now on the upper deck. It's on the far track closest to the wall. That's all. I refer to that line as the Pocono main line, and that's reference to the Delaware Lackawanna when they run from Scranton out to the Delaware Water Gap.
Oop. Sparky, if you're still watching, it is full. So as you guys can see, this is a pretty decent size layout. And there's Bernie's Mile of Railroad right there.
I'm going to switch and cut some cars up here. I don't know if we can get that high enough to...
I don't know if I'll be able to get it high enough for that.
I think those legs will extend out one more time.
One more time?
Yeah.
I got you guys going all over the place here. Sorry about that. Now let's see. Steel Rail Photography, how you doing? We're just kind of showing an operating session tonight. It's about as high as I can get it.
Alright guys, so I'm just going to be moving some stuff around the yard here. Kind of preparing the yard. I'm going to, when I start this major reconstruction of the layout, all that you see here on this upper deck is all going to be dismantled and completely rebuilt with new benchwork, new track, just totally rebuilt. The lower portion, the benchwork's going to stay, but I am changing it. It used to be homes down there, houses. That's going to become a major industry on the layout. That's going to relocate from its current location. And so the scenery down there and the that's all going to change, and the track work. But the bench work on the lower level will stay. Upper deck is going to completely change. So I have quite a bit of train cars here that are going to have to be pulled out of the yard. So I'm going to just begin the switching kind of getting the trains in together in blocks, if you will. And then they'll be relocated to different portions of the layout during the reconstruction. After the reconstruction, these train cars will then be brought back into the yard, into their new tracks.
So guys, if you can see it right now, there we go. There's 3 more Alcos moving right here. They're all C425s. All 3 are Atlas DCC. 2 of them are actual replicas being used on the DL right now. Still.
And the DL does own this current Alco. I can't tell you its whereabouts right now, but I know they do own that one. It's just not in this paint scheme. It's, I believe, in the British Columbia green paint scheme.
We're doing very well. So those of you that haven't heard or have heard, just giving you a 7-week update. We're about 7 weeks out roughly from the big YouTube creators meetup at Strasburg Railroad, May 15th, 16th, and 17th. Every year, Sparky and some of the other YouTubers like to set up meetups for creators, particularly in the model railroad or the rail fanning, to be able to do meetup. You meet up with all your favorite creators, or we meet up to try and support one another. We got about 100 some people, but again, it's at Strasburg Railroad this year, May 15th, 16th, and 17th. If you guys are available, take a look, let myself or whoever Sparky know how you're going to be coming, and see if you can get, those of you that heard about it, see if you can get your lodging and everything real quick for that weekend. And Sparky actually bought about 100 some tickets on 2 of their prominent cars down there to sell back to us to ride the train. We got them hooked up so that we can all go on the train together, and it'll be their 11 o'clock train at Strasburg Railroad. He'll be there a little bit before 11 to sell the tickets. He's only going to be selling them for the price that he got them for. All he's doing is holding them for, he got them to hold the cars so that we have places to go with everybody. He's not going to hold them for you. Just make sure it's first come, first serve, whoever grabs them. The first car is going to be the 88 Marion. It's their parlor car, and the other one's going to be the 118 Baltimore and Ohio first class car, which is pretty neat. And again, that's Strasburg Railroad, the meetup, May 15th, 16th, and 17th. One of my other blogs, if any of you guys are going or have never been there before, the last one, blog number 8 and blog number 7, I believe, I did an overlay map using Google's, showing everybody where everything's at, and also some of the places where people go to take pictures of trains. So if you want to check those out, go back to my blog number 8 and number 7. The power. Guess I should plug that back in. Guys, I have to back you back up away here because I'm running out of power.
You need to. I gotta plug in over here too.
Hello, everybody. Ah, we're losing people. So guys, not too many new announcements. Oh, there was another one I will tell you about. The Kentucky Steam Heritage Society. They're the ones that are working on that that C&O Kanawha, the 2716, I believe. They just acquired another steam locomotive. R.J. Corman just donated their steam locomotive they had to the society. So now they got 2 steam locomotives down there. That was just in the news the other day. So that place is actually doing pretty good. They've acquired another steam engine. A couple months ago they acquired off of CSX a switcher locomotive. And they're doing really good down there. Pardon, are these guys still paired together or are they separate?
That's a good question. If we left them paired up that night, then they're still paired up. I don't remember if I left them paired up or not.
Yeah, I think you did. How do you unpair?
What's that?
How do you unpair?
Let's see. Remember which one the top one was?
The 8104.
So put the 8104 on the right. No, that one's not the top one. 7539, that's controlled. Got to be our center one that's the top one. So what we're gonna do here, we're gonna let's see, we're gonna keep that guy selected. If I want to break it, I'm gonna do MU. I'm gonna hit the minus button. Okay, so now that one's broken free. Okay, so we're gonna exit. Now I'm gonna put 8104 over here. 8104. Yes. Very good.
Working on the DCC here, guys. Gonna try and get some of the stuff moving here for you as well.
So I think they're all free now.
Okay. 7539. Oh, Brian, this still you're on mute. Watch.
Which one are you controlling right now? That's weird.
You just got them to run together. sorry there's a lull in the thing here. So how's everybody else doing? Anybody else going to be out at Everett Railroad next Saturday? This is a steam locomotive.
Very good, man.
No, you're not going to be out there? So who do we have left in here, guys? We don't have much more going on. I'm gonna start cutting it down. Steam diesel. If you have regular DCC, you'll have, or DC, you'll have to have a double controller to run two trains. This system here is actually DCC, so they're all run through basically an amp system, so we can run multiple locomotives on one track. He can actually take his train down if he wants to and put on the same track as you saw that this one's on here, and I can continue running mine without any problems with it. Yeah, you're naked. Sorry about the lull that we had here. We were trying to figure some things out. Yeah, Bernie, he's got quite a bit on here. Your nephew.
He's still on, huh?
Yep.
He's still with us.
These three locomotives right here, I brought them down to give them a good workout. All three of them are intermount. So the basic stuff that he has in this his layout, guys, I brought them down. We have the intermount, but we have Atlas, we have Athearn Genesis, we have Mike's Train House, and we have Broadway Limited. That's pretty much the bulk of the manufacturers that we have on this layout. And before I cut you out here, I'm going to take this phone real quick, and for SD70 Ace, because I'm pretty sure you like the Aces and some of the other guys, I'll show you a couple of Bernie's SD70 Aces here that he's got on the display. They're mainly in Union Pacific. Ooh, the phone's hot. Yeah. See if he's got him up underneath the platform here.
Yeah, I'll pull them up.
What's that?
I'll move it forward for you.
Okay. This particular train right here is pulling about 60 some cars. There's 2 SD70 Aces and 1 AC 6000. Here, Nagel, thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it. Pass the word along, and if you guys can, hit that like button. Oh, you got the Burschel car on here. As you can see how long it is. And that's one Broadway Limited engine, and then the 2 leads are SD70 Aces made by Ather and Genesis. All 3 are DCC sound. Yep, he passed away. He actually had, that engine was actually painted like that long before, years before he had that heart attack. 2010 or 2011 is when they came out with that Ace. Well guys, if nobody has anything else, here's the tail end of our train. Thank you everybody for joining me that came on tonight. Make sure you hit that like button. I'll do an outro here. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Check me out, subscribe to me. Also subscribe to Bernie's Model Railroad. Also his big announcement, I'll let you know about it real quick. October 4th, he is holding his own train show. It's going to be the first one. It's going to be in the city of Scranton. And make sure you subscribe to him, Bernie's Model Railroad. And you can see more of his layout. But until then, guys, I will see you down the line. Take care.